Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, entitled Prahlad Instructs His Demoniac Classmates. Text 1. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Kaumara Acharit Prajnah. Kaumara Acharit Prajno. Kaumara Acharit Prajno. Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. Durlabham Manusham Janma. Durlabham Manusham Janma. Durlabham Manusham Janma. Tat Api Adhruvam Arthadam. Tadapyadhruvam Arthadam. Tadapyadhruvam Arthadam. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Kaumara Acharet Prajno. Dharman Bhagavataniha. Durlabham Manusham Janma. Tadapyadhruvam Arthadam. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Kaumara Acharet Prajno. Dharman Bhagavatam Iha. Durlabham Manusham Janma. Tadapyadhruvam Arthadam. Can chant. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Bhagavatam Manusham Janma. Tadapyadhruvam Arthadam. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Kaumara Acharet Prajno. Dharman Bhagavataniha. Durlabham Manusham Janma. Tadapyadhruvam Arthadam. Word to word meaning. Shri Prahlada Uvacha. Prahlad Maharaj said, Kaumaraha, in the tender age of childhood, Acharit, should practice, Prajnaha, one who is intelligent, Dharman, occupational duties, Bhagavatan, which are devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Iha, in this life, Durlabham, very rarely obtained. Manusham, human. Janma, birth. Tat, that. Api, even. Adhruvam, impermanent, temporary. Arthadam, full of meaning. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace K.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. Please repeat the translation. Prahlad Maharaj said, one who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one complete perfection. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The whole purpose of Vedic civilization and of reading the Vedas is to attain the perfect stage of devotional service in the human form of life. According to the Vedic system, therefore, from the very beginning of life, the Brahmacharya system is introduced so that from one's very childhood, from the age of 5 years, one can practice modifying one's human activities so as to engage perfectly in devotional service. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Even a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Modern civilization, not referring to the verdicts of Vedic literature, is so cruel to the members of human society that instead of teaching children to become brahmacharis, it teaches mothers to kill their children, even in the womb, on the plea of curbing the increase of population. And if by chance a child is saved, he is educated only for sense gratification. Gradually, through the entire world, human society is losing interest in the perfection of life. Indeed, men are living like cats and dogs, spoiling the duration of their human lives by actually preparing to transmigrate again to the degraded species among the 8,400,000 forms of life. The Krishna consciousness movement is anxious to serve human society by teaching people to perform devotional service which can save a human being from being degraded again to animal life. As already stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Bhagavata Dharma consists of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. In all the schools, colleges, and universities, and at home, all children and youths should be taught to hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, they should be taught to hear the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, to put them into practice in their lives, and thus to become strong in devotional service, free from fear of being degraded to animal life. Following Bhagavata Dharma, has been made extremely easy in this age of Kali. The Shastra says, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva 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 Gatiranyatha. One need only chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Everyone engaged in the practice of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will be completely cleansed from the core of his heart and be saved from the cycle of birth and death. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. So, this coming Wednesday, May 22nd, it is a very special day. It is the auspicious appearance day of Lord Narasimha. It is celebrated as Narasimha Chaturdashi or Narasimha Jayanti. Just like we know Lord Rama's appearance day is Ram Navami, Krishna's appearance day is Shri Krishna Janmashtami. In the same way, Narasimha Deva's appearance is Narasimha Jayanti. The Lord has innumerable incarnations. He appears time and again in this material world in order to protect the devotees, to annihilate the miscreants, and to establish real dharma. As Krishna has mentioned in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. Yuge yuge, yuga after yuga, millennium after millennium, the Lord appears in this material world. So why does he appear personally in this material world? There are 3 purposes, as we have discussed just now in the shloka. Paritranaya sadhuna, to protect the devotees. Vinashaya cha dushkrita, to annihilate the miscreants, the wrongdoers. And dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish real dharma. Sambhavami yuge yuge, he comes to this material world again and again. Now, as far as killing the demons is concerned, the Lord need not have to personally come to this material world, because just by his willing, he can actually kill innumerable demons. Just by his willing, he does not have to come personally. And as far as establishing dharma is concerned, even for that, he does not have to personally come, because he can send his empowered devotees, the acharyas, who can come and establish dharma in this material world. But then, one thing which he likes to personally do out of his affection towards the surrendered souls, the devotees, that is paritranaya sadhuna. To protect his devotees, he personally comes, because he is so affectionate towards his devotees. The devotees know none other than the Lord. They are completely surrendered to the Lord. They lead their life according to the instructions given by the Lord. They live only to glorify the Lord, to serve the Lord. They know nobody else apart from the Lord. And therefore, the Lord also does not know anyone apart from his devotees. He is very affectionate towards his devotees. Therefore, time and again, in order to show his special mercy and favor towards his devotees, the Lord appears in this material world in various forms, in various incarnations, and he performs various leelas just to increase the pleasure of his devotees, to protect his devotees. So this particular incarnation, Narasimha, Nara Simha. Nara means human, Simha means lion. He is half man, half lion. He appeared in that human plus lion form. The main purpose was to give protection to his dear devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlada, he is called Bhakta Raja. He is the king among all the devotees, because even at a tender age of 5 years, he demonstrated strong determination in serving the Lord. Even amidst great difficulties and challenges, he did not forget rendering seva to the Lord by constantly remembering him, chanting his holy names. So, Prahlad Maharaj is known for his determination, even amidst difficulties. He teaches us by his personal example that this material world will always give you botherations, will always give you troubles. You will encounter so many difficulties. Padam padam yat vipadam. Every step there is danger. That is the nature of this material world. In fact, Lord Krishna himself says this in the Bhagavad Gita. This material world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This is what Lord Krishna says. It is dukkhalayam. It's a place of dukkha, place of miseries. And it is ashashvatam, it is temporary. So Lord Krishna is instructing this, and his dear devotee Prahlad is teaching us that in this material world, which is full of miseries and difficulties, the only hope is to catch on to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. If you want to be happy, if you want to be joyful, even amidst these difficulties in this material world, you can still be joyful, but it is not possible through material arrangements. You can be happy and joyful only by taking to bhakti, by taking to Krishna consciousness. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us. Right? His father Hiranyakashipu was a great demon. Hiranyakashipu. Hiranya means gold. Kashipu means soft cushion bed. So people want to be happy materially. If you want to be happy materially, then you have to have these two things. What is this? You have to have gold, wealth you should have, Aishwarya. And then with that wealth, you want to enjoy. Bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, verse number 44, Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam taya apahruta chetasam. In this material world, everybody's intelligence is stolen by these two things, Bhoga and Aishwarya. How to increase my material sense pleasure and how to increase my material possessions and wealth, Bhoga. If I have these two things, I'll be very happy. This is what generally people think. Hiranyakashipu was also thinking like that. He conquered the whole world. He conquered even the higher planets. He controlled the devatas. He brought them under his control. But still he was not happy. He was always anxious. Sada samudvigna dhiyam asat graha. Anyone who is controlled by temporary things in this world, anyone who is driven by desire to enjoy temporary material happiness, the result is sada samudvigna, udvigna manaha. The mind is always full of anxiety, tension, worry. On the other hand, we see Prahlad, his own son, the great demon's son. What is the meaning of the word Prahlada? Prakrishta Rupena Ahlada. One who is saturated with the highest joy. Prahlad. He's always happy, joyful, blissful. So much so that even when his father tortured him in so many ways, he was still joyful, blissful. Because he was not attached to material temporary things. He was attached to the Supreme Lord. He was attached to Krishna. He was attached to bhakti. Since he was attached to bhakti of the Lord, he was not disturbed. He was not in anxiety. He was always joyful, blissful. So in the same family, there is father, there is son. Father is attached to material things. He's always in anxiety. Whereas the son, a young boy, since he's attached to the Lord, he's always joyful. You see? So, but his father was not happy that his son is a devotee. His father wanted him to become a first-class demon. He should become a first-class demon. Why are you chanting my enemy's name? Hiranyakashipu was thinking Lord Vishnu to be his enemy. Actually, Lord Vishnu is Suhridam Sarva Bhutana. He is the well-wisher of all living entities. He is equal to everybody. He is a well-wisher of everyone. But still, demons consider Krishna to be their enemy. This is their great misfortune. Anybody who considers Krishna to be their real well-wisher, they are the most happiest people. But anyone who considers out of misfortune, misunderstanding, if they consider Lord Krishna to be their enemy, they are the most degraded souls. So you can become Narottama by considering Krishna to be your well-wisher. But if you consider him to be your enemy, then you are Naradhama. Naradhama means lowest among humans. Narottama means the greatest among humans. So in the same family, there was both Narottama and Naradhama. Father was Naradhama, son is Narottama. Right? Always in this world, there are two forces, Sura and Asura, Devata and demons. Right? And their way of thinking, their perspective is always different, opposing each other. So there is always friction between these two categories of people. Right? There is always friction. If you see Ramayana, Battle of Ramayana was fought because of friction between Lord Rama and Ravana. Between divine personality and demoniac personality, there is friction. There is fight. Battle of Kurukshetra in Mahabharata was also fought because of this. The good-souled Pandavas, who had the divine support of the Lord, they were harassed by the evil-minded Kauravas. So therefore, there is a friction, there is a battle. And in all times, whenever there is a battle between the divine personality and the demonic personalities, always the Lord takes the side of the devotees, the divine personalities, and makes sure that they emerge victorious. Whatever schemes and plans the demoniac people plan will eventually become futile, useless, and they will have to bite the dust. They will have to finally learn a very big lesson for their mistake. So these Vedic scriptures, they are compiled to educate us. Do not follow the demoniac uh, way of life. Switch to the divine way of life. This is what all the Vedic scriptures, the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Itihasas, all of these are teaching us. Give up the Asura Bhava and take up the Bhakti Bhava. Because that is our natural position and that is what keeps us happy. If you want to be truly happy, you have to follow in the footsteps of great devotees like Prahlada. Then you will be beaming with joy. You will be happy. If you want to help others to become happy, first you should be happy. Aap bhale to jag bhala. If you are happy, only then you can spread happiness. Many times people are superficially happy and they want to make others happy. It is a life of hypocrisy. Unless you are strongly connected with the Lord through bhakti, you cannot be happy. Forget about making others happy. You have to be strongly connected with the Lord in devotion, in bhakti. Then you can be happy even amidst biggest difficulties in your life. Then naturally you will make others happy. Wherever a devotee goes, devotee spreads wisdom, knowledge. He spreads bhakti. He spreads happiness through all these things. So the world today very much needs people who can spread real happiness. And that is possible when you become a nice devotee. Because devotee doesn't mean simply externally changing dress. Krishna is not interested in what dress you are wearing. Oh, if I wear this kind of dress, then I become a devotee. No. Krishna is interested in what is your heart. Do you have space for Krishna in your heart? Or do you have space for so many other unwanted nuisance? Just like our heart is a rented space. Whom you are going to rent out? That is a question. If your heart you have rented out to Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, there is no place for Krishna. Krishna cannot go and live there in that place. It is inhabitable for Krishna. He'll say, what is this? Already so much kachra is there in your heart. Garbage. How can I come and sit? Not possible. So first we have to remove all this kachra. How to remove this kachra from the heart? That kachra can be removed by chanting the holy names of the Lord. You have to chant. Prahlad Maharaj always chanted. Any difficulty, father ordered his soldiers, go and kill this son. See how hard-hearted Hiranyakashipu was. Just because he was not listening to his words, he was not ready to give up bhakti to Lord Vishnu. So Hiranyakashipu decided we should get rid of him, kill him. We also get to know how fleeting relationships in this material world are. As long as you scratch my back, I will scratch your back. The moment you do something which is going to cause pain to me, I don't hesitate to even kill you, even though you may be my own son. That is the nature of relationships in this material world. They are so temporary. Everybody is interested in one's own needs and greeds. As long as you are taking care of my needs, I'll be good to you. Now, the moment you are against my plans and schemes for my enjoyment, if you are detrimental to my plans of enjoyment, then I don't mind killing you. That is the nature of this material relationships. Kamala dala jala jivana talamala. The relationships in this material world are like water droplets on the lotus leaves. Anytime, any relationship can end. We see that, right? Break up, then again make up, again break up. So many. It's all temporary, isn't it? But real relationship is with the Lord. That is unbreakable. No breakup. Because the Lord is always your companion. If you become his devotee, you are never alone. He's always there with you. So therefore, a devotee is fearless in all circumstances. My Lord is there with me. What is the harm? No one can do any harm to me without the Lord's sanction. So Prahlad Maharaj was confident. Oh, let my father try to kill me in so many ways. Doesn't matter. Lord is there to protect me. If the Lord protects me, who can harm me? Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. If Krishna wants to protect me, No one can can harm me. And if Krishna wants to kill me, no one can save me. This is the strong conviction that a devotee has. Prahlad Maharaj has. Therefore, even amidst overwhelming difficulties, he's joyful, he's happy, chanting the Lord's names. So we should learn from Prahlad. We should learn how not to be disturbed even amidst extreme situations. We should learn from Prahlad. You know all the ways which Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu told his soldiers, go drop this boy from the top of a hill. But Prahlad was, no problem. Lord is protecting me. He has got the best insurance policy. Zindagi ke saath bhi, zindagi ke baad bhi. Life insurance, LIC of India, they advertise like that. Zindagi ke saath, okay. Zindagi ke baad, what will happen? Nobody knows. No insurance company can take care. They can only give money after you die to your family members, whomever you made nominee. Therefore, there are many fraud cases. There are many criminal cases. The nominee tries to kill the person who has taken insurance policy so that this person dies and immediately he or she gets the money. There are many cases like that. So real zindagi ke saath bhi, zindagi ke baad bhi, that real insurance protection is given only by the law. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. This is the final instruction of Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Ma shuchaha means do not worry, do not fear. This is the ultimate abhaya, ultimate fearlessness. The Lord is assuring to anyone who, with a simple heart, surrenders to Krishna. So, our fearlessness comes when we surrender to Krishna. What is the meaning of surrendering? Surrendering means to follow his instructions, to try our best to lead our life based on the instructions given by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. That is called surrender. And for the surrender, there are no prerequisite qualifications needed. Krishna does not see what is your background, what is your socio-economic status in the society. Krishna does not see all these things. He does not see whether you are young or old, whatever. No. That you see ample examples in the Bhagavatam. 5-year-old boys, Prahlad, Dhruva, they surrendered. Krishna accepted their surrender. Animal, Gajendra surrendered. Krishna accepted his surrender. Huh? Ratna, who was a Ratnakara, who was a dacoit, thief, he surrendered. Krishna accepted. A low-class person, Vidura, who was a low-born person, he surrendered. Krishna accepted. A woman surrendered, Draupadi, Kunti, Krishna accepted. So there are no barriers. Material barriers do not come in the way of spiritual surrender. You may be a very learned person or you may be an illiterate, you can surrender. So the moment you decide that I am going to surrender to Krishna, that is the turning point of your life. Many times we keep hearing, no, 10th standard board exam is your turning point in your life. 12th board exams, turning point. These are not real turning points. Real turning point is when you decide to surrender to Krishna. That is a real turning point because you've not done this for many millions of lifetimes. When you do that now, it is going to really, Krishna is going to square up all your karma accounts. And he'll say, I'm going to take care of you. Don't worry. Right? So therefore, when Prahlad Maharaj was sent by his demoniac father to a demon school, because he wanted to make his son as a first class demon. So he appointed two people, the sons of Shukracharya. Their names were Shanda and Amarka. He told, you both, I'm giving you one task. My son has become a rebellion. Somebody has brainwashed him and he's always chanting Vishnu's name. Now I don't know what you will do. You take him to your Gurukul and clean his brain. Make him a first class demon and bring him. This is a task I'm giving you. And in return, I'll give you whatever you ask. So the two sons of Shukracharya, they said, yes, yes, boss, we'll do this. So they took him. And every time they were trying to teach them, they were trying to teach him demoniac way of life. Whenever Prahlad opened his mouth, he was only glorifying the Lord, chanting the Lord's names. They tried so much, they could not succeed in their attempts. So one who has actually come under the influence of Krishna through a pure devotee of the Lord, even once in his life, such a person develops strong attraction to the Lord. Such a person can never forget Krishna, even amidst whatever situations. So, when the teachers asked, who taught you this? Where did you learn this Krishna consciousness, Krishna bhakti? Where did you learn? Who taught you? How come you are a devotee? You are born in demon family. How you become Vishnu Bhakta? So Prahlad Maharaj asked question back to the teachers. Why you are not devotees of Krishna? Krishna is such a wonderful personality. Krishna means all attractive. He is our real well-wisher. He attracts everybody. Krishna is like a powerful magnet, and I am helplessly getting like an iron piece. I am getting helplessly attracted towards him. He attracts everybody. Why you people are not getting attracted to Krishna? That is, he is wondering. Huh? Just like sometimes people ask, what do you do for a living? Sometimes people ask devotees, what do you do? Oh, you've given up all, you're serving God in the temple. What are you doing? How come you're doing this at a young age? People ask. So they are surprised. We are also equally surprised. Why you are not becoming devotee? How come you are still serving Maya? Krishna is such a wonderful personality. He is our eternal well-wisher. We have an eternal relationship with him. Human life is actually meant for reviving our relationship with him. And after getting such a valuable human body and after getting such intelligence, why you are not becoming devotee of Krishna? This is equally surprising us. Why we are still attracted to sinful ways of life? Why we are still hoping against hope that this material things will give us pleasure? Eating varieties of food and smoking and drinking or whatever addictions. Why do you think these are giving you pleasure? What has gone wrong with you? This is how devotees ask. Devotees are equally wondering. Others who are not devotees are wondering, seeing the devotees. Prabhupada says that materialistic people think devotees are crazy. Devotees think these people are crazy. Finally, everybody is crazy. Everybody in this world is crazy. Now the question is, you're crazy for what? What is your craze? Somebody is crazy for IPL cricket. Somebody is crazy for what else? Some movies, whatever. So, but the real self-interest, people don't know. Nate viduhu swartha gatim hi vishnum. Our real swartha, real self-interest is to become a lover of Krishna. That people do not know, unfortunate. So when in the class, in the school, when there was lunch break and when there was some PT, physical, what is it called? PT period, huh? Drill period. That time, this Prahlad would, what he would do, no? He would gather all other classmates and he would tell them, why don't you become devotees? You know, so a Vaishnava or a devotee is called Paradukha Dukhi. When he sees others are in misery, he feels for them, he feels compassion towards them. He wants to also make them joyful. A devotee never thinks that, oh, now I became a devotee, I got to know what is the secret of happiness. Now I'll go back to Krishna at the end of this life. Let others go to hell. Devotee doesn't think like that. Devotee thinks, how can I leave these people? These people also I should do something. No, they're also human beings. They also have intelligence. Let me try to tell them that don't waste your life in materialistic pursuits. Why don't you become a devotee? This is the heart of a real devotee. A devotee always thinks like this. How to make others also happy, how to make others also fortunate by connecting them with Krishna. One who is connected with Bhagavan is Bhagyavan. If there is no Bhagavan in your life, there is no Bhagya. Generally, we think wealth, name, fame, that is Bhagya. No, that is Durbhagya. Without Krishna, without Bhagavan, all other things are Durbhagya. But if Krishna is added into your life, then everything else also adds on to your Bhagya. Srila Prabhupada said, with an example, all material achievements are like zeros. You have name, fame, it is 1 0. You have lot of wealth, it is 1 0. You have beauty, it is 0. You have wisdom, it is 0. Without Krishna, it is 0. Even if you keep accumulating 100 zeros, the net value is 0 only. So material life means accumulating zeros and being happy. See, I have more zeros than you. Oh, he has less zeros. I have more zeros. Finally it is 0 only. But if you can add Krishna to your life, then that 1 0 becomes 10, 2 zeros become 100, 3 zeros become 1,000, 10,000, lakh, million, billion, etc. All that you have to do is add that one to your life. That is adding Krishna. Otherwise, we are simply wasting time, accumulating zeros, and feeling proud that I have more zeros than my neighbor. Finally, 0. So this Prahlad Maharaj, this boy, he was whenever he gets time, PT period or lunch break, whatever, he will just call everyone, come, come, what are you doing, wasting time? And he would tell them, there is an entire chapter in the Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 6th chapter. It is all about what Prahlad instructed his demoniac schoolmates. So we just now read the first verse, what Prahlad Maharaj spoke. So what did he speak? Prahlada Uvacha, Kaumara Acharet Prajno Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. He said, right from the tender age of your childhood, you should start loving Krishna. You should start developing, practice Bhagavata Dharma. Bhagavata Dharma means how to love Bhagavan, how to love Krishna. You should, you should not start after 60 or 70 years. That's a famous theory, right? When you're young, you should enjoy life. Moj masti karo. Eat, drink, be merry. And later, when you're 60 years, 70 years, when you can't see properly, you can't hear properly, you can't do any other activity, your body has given up, mind also is not in proper situation, then they say open Bhagavad Gita and read. How it is possible? Not possible. So Prahlad Maharaj saying, Kaumara Acharet Prajna. Right from 5 years. Kaumara means 5 years. When you're 5-year-old, that time you should start Bhagavad Dharma. Bhagavata Dharma means what? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. 9 types of bhakti. And the foremost is Shravanam. Hear about Krishna, just like you're all sitting and hearing. Shravanam, hear about Krishna. Already, attraction for Krishna is there in our heart, but it is covered by so many other material things. Now, when you hear about Krishna, Krishna's activities, Krishna's dealings with his devotees, Krishna's instructions in the Bhagavad Gita, the more and more you hear, what happens? All that coverings will be gone, uncovered, and the real love for Krishna will emerge. We are already by default, we are all devotees only, just that we have forgotten. So by Shravanam, we can remember, we can revive our love and bhakti for Krishna. Bhakti means love, loving Krishna. We all want to love somebody. Why? Because we are inherently lovers of Krishna. We have forgotten that. Only Krishna can completely satisfy our loving propensity. Right? So instead of loving God, if you love dog, if you think I'll be satisfied. No, you'll not be satisfied. Human life is meant for loving God. Don't use it for loving dog. Then it's a self-cheating. It's underutilization of your loving propensity. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, from the 5-year-old, you should start learning how to love God. For that, you should hear first. After hearing Kirtana, talking about God. Now you're all doing Shravanam, I am doing Kirtanam. When I'm talking about Krishna, what am I doing? I'm glorifying. Kirtanam means glorifying the Lord. If you have done nice Shravanam, only then you can do nice Kirtanam. If you're not done Shravanam, you cannot do Kirtanam. Even if you want to speak about any ordinary person in this world, you should, from proper sources, you should know about him. Only then you can talk about him to others. If you've not done any Shravanam about that person, how can you do Kirtanam about that person? And we have so many scriptures, subject matters. We have so many books glorifying Krishna. And we have to take interest, read, hear from the right source. And then that is the way of loving Krishna. When you take interest in knowing somebody, it means you are loving that person. And slowly you will develop more and more love, attraction for him. So because Prahlad had heard about Krishna when he was in the womb of his mother, from a pure devotee, Narad Muni, he developed sufficient attraction for Krishna, even while he was in the womb of his mother. So he was born as a devotee. By birth, he is a devotee. Sometimes people say, no, he's born with a silver spoon in his mouth. That means he's born in a very rich family. So by default, without working hard, by default, by birth, he has inherited a big property, big wealth, isn't it? Rais Khandan mein paida hua hai. By default, he has got so much wealth, we say. But that is, after some time, that wealth may go away. He may become pauper. From Karodpati, he'll become Rodpati. But bhakti is not like that. Once you become a devotee of the Lord, somehow or the other, you develop attraction for Krishna that is never ever lost. Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Bhagavad Gita says, even swalpa bhakti if you do, little bhakti. Swalpa means very little. Alpa means little. Su plus alpa, swalpa, very little. Even if you do very little bhakti for Krishna, Krishna says that will save you from the greatest fear, greatest dangers. So it is never lost. Right? So Prahlad Maharaj is telling all you people, sons of demons who have got admitted into this demon Gurukul, no, you are thinking that sense enjoyment will give you real happiness. No, it will simply take away your time and you will be left with nothing at the end of your life. Therefore, right from the beginning of your life, you're all in, first standard, 5-year-old children. We are all in the first class, first standard. You please start bhakti. Kaumara acharet prajno dharman bhagavatan. If you are prajna, if you are intelligent, then you will accept what I'm saying. Foolish people will never accept. They'll only argue. That's why Prahlad Maharaj is saying, what I'm telling you is for prajna. Prajna means one who is developed in consciousness, one who is intelligent. So Kaumaram Acharit Prajno Dharman Bhagavatam Iha. So first he's saying, please start this Bhagavata Dharma, Shravanam Kirtanam, chanting the Lord's names, hearing about the Lord. Start immediately, as soon as possible, you should start. Now, why? That he's telling in the second part. Why? Durlabham Manusham Janma. Because you have got this human form of life, which is Durlabham. Durlabham is opposite of Sulabham. Labham, Labhya. Labhya means to get. Sulabha means very easily you will get. Durlabha means very difficult to get. What is Durlabham? What is Durlabham? What is Durlabham in this life? Somebody will say, to get a like on my Facebook is Durlabham. So I have to nicely Photoshop my face and put, then I may get some Sulabham likes. But getting likes for real photo is Durlabham. That's why Photoshop is there. So, but actually that is not real Durlabham. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Manusham Janma Durlabham. Human life is Durlabham. You may say, why in a country like India, people are so many, every moment, so many children are born, human beings are born. Why it is Durlabham? It is Sulabham. To get human form is Sulabham, people will say, no, it is Durlabham. Why? Because there are 84 lakh species of life. And out of that, there is only 4 lakh human species. 80 lakhs are other species. You compare the numerical number, you compare. Which species are rare? Humans are rare. Actually, humans are rare. Getting human life is rare. And that too, in this 4 lakh species of human beings, getting birth in a proper civilized society where there is proper training in spiritual life, that is the rarest of the rare. That is why taking birth as a human being in the holy place, holy land of India, that is very rare. At least in India, there is some remnants of Vedic civilization still present today. That's why today also in India, there is some, okay, Jai Shri Ram, there is some Ram Mandir, something is going on. But it won't be the same. As Kali Yuga progresses, more and more degradation will happen. People will become more and more materialistic. They'll forget all spiritual ways of life. So Kali Yuga has just begun now. We are in the very first phase of Kali Yuga. Golden age of Kali Yuga. First 5,000 years. We are Kali Yuga. So it's very, after this, we don't know what will happen. More and more degradation. We are already seeing that around the world. Even in India, we are seeing so much degradation happening. So human life is very rare. And on top of human life, Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange. Getting human life is rare. On top of that, getting the right spiritual guidance is even more rare. There are so many so-called pseudo-gurus who are simply ready to make money in the name of spirituality, in the name of God. They make a business out of it. So getting the right spiritual master is even more rare. It's very rare. Unless one is really spiritually inquisitive, Krishna will not send him to a bona fide spiritual master. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj saying, Durlabham Manusham Janma. And this Manusham Janma, it is not only Durlabham, it is Adruvam. It is temporary. Like any other forms of life, it is Adruvam, temporary. Anytime death can come. Right? We may be sitting nicely in this building, nicely sitting and enjoying. Anytime some, let's say, earthquake comes, Richter scale 9, 10. No time to go also out of this building. So we'll over, come, khatam, tata, bye bye, will happen, right? So it is adhruvam. But even though it is adhruvam, it is arthadam. It is full of meaning. Why? Because only in human form of life we can revive our original relationship with Krishna. A cat or a dog or any other animal cannot do this. Therefore, it is a wonderful opportunity that we have got, and we should not miss the opportunity. Should not miss. Should not miss the opportunity. So, what we should do? Add Krishna to your life. Every day chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada, the bona fide spiritual master, he says, we have to make the best use of the bad bargain. We are in this material world forgetting Krishna. That is a bad bargain. But make the best use of this bad bargain. What is that? Somehow or the other, stay connected with Krishna. Somehow or the other, stay connected with devotees because they will help you to remember Krishna. They will help you to connect with Krishna. Otherwise, it's a hopeless life. You see, 360 degrees around you, you will have ample opportunities to engage in sense enjoyment, sense gratification. You don't have to go anywhere. You just have to click on your mobile's touch screen, isn't it? There are ample opportunities for you to get absorbed in material pleasure, so-called fleeting pleasure, and forget Krishna. Therefore, getting the association of devotees is a luxury. It's a luxury. So therefore, we should make the best use of it. So Prahlad Maharaj was giving his association to all those demoniac schoolmates. And by his influence, we have just discussed the first verse. There are so many things that he says. He analyzes the 100 years of one's lifespan and how life is simply wasted. Statistics he presents very nicely. So, human life is very rare, and we are very fortunate by Krishna's mercy. We have some appreciation for Bhagavad Gita, for spirituality, spiritual knowledge. And it is like a flame kindle. A small flame has been kindled. So you should make all efforts to make sure that it will not be put off. Small interest is there. I want to know Bhagavad Gita. So you came one day to Transdimensions. You attended 1 or 2 sessions. You also started chanting. But there are many other things which may take us away. Oh, what is the use of chanting Hare Krishna? We may think. There are many other external forces acting on us which may make us think like this. What is the use simply sitting and chanting Hare Krishna? I don't see any benefit. I'm not making any six-pack, not making any muscles. What is the use of chanting? What is the use? No, this is the real self-interest. What the soul is hankering after for millions of lifetimes, you will give that to the soul if you chant Hare Krishna every day. So therefore, don't miss this opportunity and regret. So that's what Prahlad Maharaj is telling us. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling us. Human life is very rare, even though it is temporary like other life forms, but it is full of meaning because only in human life you can realize your relationship with Krishna. So therefore, don't miss it. Practice Bhagavata Dharma very seriously. All that you have to do is hear about Krishna every day. Chant Krishna's holy names. Remember Krishna in all your activities. Just by doing these 3 things at least. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Shravana means hearing, Kirtana means chanting, Smarana means remembering. How to remember Krishna? You should read Bhagavad Gita. Krishna tells various ways in which you can remember him. If you're drinking water, you can remember Krishna. Everyone drinks water, no? Is there anyone who is not drinking water here? Krishna says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya. I am the taste of the water. So when you're drinking water, you can just meditate on this verse. Krishna is saying, oh, Krishna is the fundamental taste of water. Just to think that over, we are remembering Krishna. Is it difficult? 10 times you may be drinking water every day. 10 times you can remember Krishna. So like this, if you want to know more, you should read Bhagavad Gita. Then after Bhagavad Gita, to develop more love and attraction for Krishna, you should read Bhagavatam. You should learn to relish the spiritual topics presented in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Then you will be floating in an ocean of happiness, like Prahlad. Even you may be surrounded by so many difficulties, but you will not be affected. That state we can also achieve if we become Krishna conscious. Any questions? By the way, this is not simply armchair philosophy. It's not simply, yeah, I can also become happy. No, it is experiential. You can experience that. You chant Hare Krishna every day. You read Bhagavad Gita. Spend at least 10-15 minutes every day. Read Bhagavad Gita. Think about Krishna in the form of chanting. Do this every day consistently. You will see how your quality of happiness, quality of your life will change. So it is Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that it is Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam. It is, you can experience, it's an experiential science, not simply theory. But of course, to properly practice, you should have theoretical knowledge properly. First, you should have theoretical knowledge. So therefore, hearing is important, discussing is important. Then you start applying, following. With right understanding, you follow. Then you will experience. Any questions? Please distribute the meals. Any questions? Meanwhile, comments? No questions? Yes. Okay. Yeah. How to now, is it? Are you the teacher? If you are a teacher, then it's your duty to find fault with your students. If you are parents have to find fault with their children and correct them for their well-being. If you are a leader, you have to find fault with your follower and correct him for his well-being. If you are none of these, then you should only mind your own business. That's it. Why unnecessarily you have to find fault? No, that also I'm saying. Finally, the thought has to convert into action. No, if I have no business correcting him, why should I even bother about his faults? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, when you are bothered about others' faults, look within, find faults in yourself. I am an ocean of faults. I have so many faults. First, let me work on my faults. Unless you are an authority who is supposed to correct others, you don't have to worry about others' faults. Isn't it? And unless they are asking, please give me feedback, then you may give. That time also you should be very conscious. Many times people ask, give me feedback, but they are ready. Are they ready to listen to your feedback? Later they will never ask. Once you give a critical feedback, they'll never come back to you. So, even when a teacher corrects student, it is out of love, out of concern, care. If that is the mood, then that is okay. That is correct mood. But if the mood is only to find fault, make him feel low, holier than thou attitude, I am so great, this fellow doesn't know anything, I want to expose him in front of everyone. That is the attitude, then it is not good for yourself. Krishna is not happy with that kind of an attitude. So therefore, when faults in others is troubling you, look within, find your faults within you. Try to work on your own faults.